music, just like music. As music lovers, we have been privileged to be treated with a lot of good music from soca, rumba, R&B, jazz, among other popular genres. However, Africa has been blessed with a particular sound that you will not find anywhere else in the world. Revelers come from all over the world to follow that unique African sound, which is African live music. So if you think you've got versatility, originality, creativity, and personality, the Vokby Factor, you are welcome to my booth. To push the live music movement and preserve the narrative, Elation Entertainment came up with an idea to groom the next regional stars in live music through my booth. A live reality show which will showcase talent from Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Malawi. Contestants will be required to submit video clips of them singing any song from these three countries to show their ability to produce original African live music. Ladies and gentlemen, my booth presents to you the founder of this vision, Mr. Sokwani Peter Chilembo, aka Socks.
Welcome to my man curve, where I get to do a lot of thinking around the music business. Growing up, music was always part of who I am. You know, it's always been a part of who I am. And in my household, I had a brother of mine that was so much into music by the name of Zondi Chilembo, used to call him Capital Z, who owns a record label as well. We had a studio in the house. I was always one of the biggest fans that the guys had. So I always had music within my backyard, from the hip hop to R&B to jazz. These are things that I got exposed to at a very tender age. And that is what made me who I was from a music perspective. So growing up, I just grew through the ranks from that perspective. Music being what it is, and you know, growing up in a home where both my parents were educationists, it was just something that you'd look at as a hobby. My parents would always look out and say, well, it's just one of those things that shouldn't really take you so far. You know, you can do it, have your fun, but remember, you have to do your school. And there it was, you know, pursuing my school, you know, doing my studies. I would tell you for a fact, would only do music so far. He never, you know, shunned that dream. And the both of us find ourselves in a situation where we both own record labels. I own Elation Entertainment. He owns Capital Z Records. But he's an IT specialist working in a high government office, and I'm doing my legal things in my own space. But at the same time, it's a passion that brings us back to where we are today.
My name is Giamadaika. I'm a lawyer. I run a law firm called J&M Advocates, and I'm an avid music enthusiast. And Socks, Sokwani, is my very long-term friend, one of, if not the closest friend I've had for a very long time. We met in the very first week of campus, and even my introduction to music, getting to love music at a deep level, was because of him. Before him, I'd never been to a studio. I'd never really taken an interest in the background of music, how it is done, how it's mixed up, how the producers do it. It was only through him that I got to learn and have that interest in getting to know the background of music.
So when we were looking at our concepts in terms of what we're going to do moving forward to grow the brand and to also grow the impact at both national and international stage, my booth was that answer. Because then with my booth, it's regional, but it's also live music, but also brings out what is so cardinal, the personalities. Music has always been a part of who I am. I mean, I've been an artist myself. I know what it means to want to be somebody in the music industry. and not to be there, but you know that you've got the talent?
Early on, you could tell that there was something about him that just drove him towards this, this music industry, but not only the singing part, because he used to sing, but also the production side, getting to know how the business, and not only the production, also, and the business side too, getting to know how each facet works, So from there, our friendship grew. And during the entire time that we spent at campus, it was, of course, his studies came first, but very close second to his studies was his music, because every concert that was held at campus, he was there. If not performing, then he was organizing. If not organizing, then he was just doing something in the periphery, but he was always involved, whether it was Miss Unza or some other pageant or just something that was being organized. He was always around the music, always wanting to get himself soaked in, even as he held on to his studies.
My coming in on my booth with that background gives that opportunity for the talent that is out there, that is recognized in very few circles, but that which the world ought to experience and know about. This is what the platform is all about.
Guys, the lawyers and the English, can we already move on to put on our dancing shoes? Nevertheless, we support you, Mr. J. Madaika. What? For supporting your friend in his quest to find new talent?
And this is what I bring. Hope to those that feel underprivileged. Hope to those that feel they've got something to offer, but there are no opportunities available. Equality in terms of talent. And this is what this show is all about. And this is what I bring to the table. That experience, that expectation that you could become the next biggest thing against all odds. As you may be aware, from a record label perspective, Elation Entertainment is focused on live performing artists. And getting to the part where we had to look at who would form part of the panel of the judges, one critical thing, first of all, was the fact that we were dealing with 3 countries. That is Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. And it was imperative that each country had representation on the panel. And I looked around the talents that were already, surrounding myself and everyone else from a team perspective at Elation Entertainment. And then boom, went straight out Zambia. Zambia was a natural selection. I had Maureen Nyilanda already signed to a record label. She's one of the artists that I manage.
My name is Mumba, aka Miss 99.
From the band perspective, I then became a lead vocalist. A gentleman from Intercontinental, Mr. Dexter, encouraged me. I was very reluctant. He encouraged me to take the front row. Jane Osborne had been the headliner for a long time for a festival called Seafood Festival, and she was ill at the time, and they convinced me to take up that role, and I was headliner for the Seafood Festival for many years, and that was the beginning of my being a solo artist, and I still had to do the live music.
All the praises that I have in my hands, only you, Lord, deserve them. So take all the glory.
And to speak to the judges, Mumba.
My name is Mumba, aka Miss 99. Now, I need to let you know something. Firstly, I'm a media and communications professional, and secondly, I love my music and I know my music very, very well, which is why I co-host one of Zambia's biggest and most authentic local chart shows, which is the Local Rhythms Countdown on Phoenix FM.
I've always dealt with live music. I was introduced to performance when I was young at primary school. I was in a dance troupe. So you had to know your tempos, you had to know the tones of your voice. So I was introduced to that very young.
My name is Faith. I'm Jerome Barrett. I am a good friend of Maureen Delanda. I've known her, quite a while. I first met her when she was singing almost 20 years ago. And she was doing live music. And I used to follow her wherever she was doing live music.
From the band's perspective, I then became a lead vocalist. A gentleman from Intercontinental, Mr. Dexter, encouraged me. I was very reluctant. He encouraged me to take the front row. Jane Osborne had been the headliner for a long time for a festival called Seafood Festival, and she was ill at the time, and they convinced me to take up that role, and I was headliner for the Seafood Festival for many years, and that was the beginning of my being a solo artist, and I still had to do the live music.
Wherever you are, Mr. Dexter, bless your soul for being able to see potential in this vocal and energetic goddess. Look at those moves. Just look at those moves. Ooh. Well, Maureen, please, can you take me back to these days? Please, 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 can you take me back to these days?
What can I say? Her music, her stage performance, her authenticity, her simplicity, I have been a best, I would say, in my best capacity. I love to follow her. And now that I know her as a friend, I think it's a double blessing for me.
I'm the vice president of the Arts Adjudicators Panel in Zambia. That's a legislative body by the National Arts Council that should always, and I repeat, should, because there's so many competitions going ahead, that should go through us before they can have a competition going through. We have so many judges in the theater, in the paintings. As long as it's with arts, it's with our bodies. So I've been vice president now for one term, and I've been a member for a very long time. My first big job was with the Zambia Music. I was part of the panel that was tasked by Zambia Breweries to draw up the book. And it was a very thorough book, and we had to work with IT experts. We had to work with experts from South Africa to come up with the ZMA. And I do believe, I stand to be corrected, or arguably, I think it was one of the biggest, if not the biggest awards we've had in Zambia.
This was the person that was going to fit the bill from a Zambian perspective because of the experience she was going to bring in terms of wealth and her artistry in the industry and what she's achieved over the years.
On this one, we got it right. Maureen Lupulilanda is the queen of Zamrock and Zambian live music fused with some tradition and decency. Forget what you heard. Bravo! Let's see what my booth has for us from other countries.
When we look at Zimbabwe, again, I looked at sound, okay? And straight away, I had Blessing Bled Chimanga come to mind.
curious to know, I know you play 4 instruments. How did you start playing 4 instruments?
Yeah, interesting question. So my first instrument is drums. I grew up as a drummer. And then when I went to high school, what we call high school in Zimbabwe, I went to a school that also supported a lot of music. And so one had to play the Western instrument and play an African instrument. And that's how I started playing the marimba. And then from there, I got interest to start playing more instruments because I'm a musician and I have to compose. I started playing some piano, some keyboards, and then percussion is basically drums, but on a smaller drum. So that's how I got to those 4 instruments. And they've each had its own season. So drums was like the peak of my getting into the career, playing for most of the musicians in Zimbabwe as a drummer. Then I got bored of playing drums and behind somebody. And I decided to have marimba in front and be my own person. So then marimba became like my world and got me to travel quite a bit. And, the other 2 instruments, I do a lot of arranging on the keys and things like that and percussion for recording. So, yeah, that's basically the storyline on the 4 instruments.
Yeah, so of the 4 instruments, do you have one in particular that you love? One that you have an attachment to? Cannot do with this particular instrument?
Let me be honest for everybody who is watching. Drums will remain my first wife, but marimba paying the bills.
Okay.
As simple as that, yeah.
I've worked with Blessing over the last couple of years. He's been part of the directors and the team at Haifa, which is a music festival in Zimbabwe that attracts international artists from different backgrounds. And he is a monster when it comes to the marimba.
I believe I was born a musician, but when I was 8 and sleeping in church with my mom, the drummer didn't come that day, and my mom said, "Go, there's no one playing drums," because she's had me so many years playing the teens behind the backyard, and that's when I started playing drums from that first church service, right up to becoming a professional, playing with people like the late Sam Tukudzi, Oliver Mtukudzi, Chioneso Maraire, Hope Masik, and many other Zimbabwean artists. And then from there, like I said, I moved to becoming a marimba player and fronting my own band. Yeah. And that's when I really had a desire to help others. And so I started learning what it is to be a producer, what it is to be a music arranger, what it is to be a music director. So now I work for a lot of festivals back home in Zimbabwe as a music director, setting up music stuff for others. And it really comes from just the passion and seeing others making it in the same industry. Yeah.
So you've mentioned one interesting thing, which is you want to help people, in their musical journeys. So you're here for My Booth. Tell me how that makes you feel to be a judge on My Booth.
Oh, I'm so honored. I am so honored, and I'm so happy because My Booth is going to be an opportunity to help someone's career go to the next level. And for me, just being chosen, all right, besides just being chosen, being flown down to say, come and be the judge. Yay! I'm the #1 fan. I'm so happy. You guys don't understand. I can't share this excitement with you on the screen, I'm really, really happy. Character on stage and off stage. Because sometimes as musicians, we think it's all about the stage. But for me, I'm here to make sure that you are the rightful person on stage that people are looking for.
Mapulani. This song right here, this is the jam. This song was not only a Zambia hit, it was a Malawi hit, it was a regional hit, and a lot of people actually got married.
And he's proved that he is a gem when it comes to knowing what talent is all about.
I'm excited to see the journey that all the participants are going to go through, and just having that opportunity to also share my experience with them, give them my pointers that they're going to benefit, hopefully, and they're going to become the best star that they're going to become. So I'm really excited. That's the first thing. And what I'm bringing on the table, I'm bringing this energy. I want to see what you got. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? So that's what I'm just bringing me and saying, show me what you have, and let's go on the journey, and let's make this be the best show that Africa has ever seen. So I'm looking for the balance between your singing and, of course, playing with the band. Second thing, I'm looking, what is that one thing that makes you different from everyone else? Your identity. What is it that will make you stand in front of an international stage and be said, you are the one? What is it? And then I'm also looking for character.
Just look at the audience's reaction, guys. The wave of live music is shocking everyone. These Indians are having the best time of their lives.
You know, character on stage and off stage. Because sometimes as musicians, we think it's all about the stage. But for me, I'm here to make sure that you are the rightful person on stage that people are looking for. And off stage, you also got what it takes for us to take this industry to the next level. Musicians should not be pulled down. Musicians should not be be said they're nothing because of how we look, how we conduct ourselves. And for that reason, I'm here to make sure and to look that you have what it takes to be our music ambassador in Africa and in this federation, in these 3 countries.
All right, so we have been speaking to Blessing. He's one of the judges on my booth, and there's definitely a lot to look forward to on my booth. I also can't wait to meet the other judges that are going to be on my booth. So you need to stay tuned and find out more on what is going to be happening on the show.
There's a lot in common between Malawi and Zambia from a music perspective, from a language perspective. And I had Namadingo there identified. First of all, Namadingo is one of the artists that is signed to Elation Entertainment, and is an artist that I've been working with for over a period of 3 years now. And I know how good he is with his sound. I know how good he is on the guitar. From a live performing artist, he's just a star.
This song right here, this is the jam. This song was not only a Zambia hit, it was a Malawi hit, it was a regional hit, and a lot of people actually got married to this song or because of this song. And this man right here blessed Zambia with Mapulani. Oh my, what a privilege for the contestants. Look at Namadingo's fashion sense. Definitely the boy was sniffing success. As you can see, he has upped his wardrobe in preparation for the big stage.
In a nutshell, my musical journey starting from 2007 to 2010 was a total disaster.
Why
it was disastrous. My first album, even the launch, the concert itself, had about 17 people in attendance.
Really?
Yes, and all of them were my family members. Like, I knew them. Nobody paid. Basically, they came in for free. So it was a disastrous career, but good for a startup. So from 2007 to 2010, nothing really seemed to work. And it was funded by my mom with her business money. And she lost all that money, so she told me not to continue doing the music.
Oh, wow.
Because it was a bad remembrance.
When I say family is key in achieving dreams in Africa, they do not lie. But, Mama said, no, my baby, patience. You will make the whole family broke. So for now, please leave music. Oops.
In 2010, thank God, that's when I made a little name for myself in Malawi, found myself a space in the industry. And ever since, it's been pushing one button to the next. Coming to 2016, 2017, those were the first steps for me coming into the Zambian space. There used to be a festival here. I think it's still running, Zamfest. Yes. So I remember coming to the showgrounds. Those were my first years. That's when I first started meeting the CEO of Elation Entertainment, Sokwani. I think that's where he saw me first. So we started talking for somewhere around there. Ever since until now, we've been friends, and yeah. So it's been an exciting journey. The support here has been overwhelming, and my management is here. Like, my proper management is not in Malawi. I mean, to lots of people, it would be shocking that the management is in Zambia, and I'm from Malawi. But that's how it is.
Speaking of management, we're working on a show, an interesting show, which is what you're here for.
Exactly.
It is My Booth. Tell me what it feels like to, how excited you are to be a judge on My Booth, and what exactly you are looking for as a judge.
Well, the Bible says do not judge, but I feel good that I have an opportunity, not necessarily to judge others, but maybe to just see that we remain with somebody who is on top of them all. So I feel it's an honor. I'm greatly honored to be part of these people's careers, because as much as we will judge and probably send other people home and remain with a few and ultimately find one person, you might agree with me to say it's not that when people go into a competition and probably maybe they get out of the competition in the early stages, that does not mean you have told them they have failed, but then it is up to them discovering some new things that they're supposed to discover about themselves, probably that they'll work on and become better. So I know that we're not necessarily here to judge if they've failed or they've done better, but we're here to shape each other. And what excites me most is I come from Malawi. My management is from Zambia, but we're also having contestants coming in from Malawi, and some are coming from Zimbabwe, and some are from here. I was about to say are from here at home in Zambia.
It is home.
Of course, it is home. So it is a great thing. It is a great thing because it brings the unity. As Sokwan always says, to say it brings back the federation, whereby Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe have always worked together, and that's what we're trying to bring back.
Sound, that is, and an eye for talent. I knew definitely that, this is a panel that I needed to sit on, being the vision carrier of my booth.
And to be sitting on that table, the four of us, and you don't come out the best. I don't know what would be the problem.
He's a leader, and he's brought up so many different artists in Malawi, from an encouragement perspective to a training perspective, from being a judge for different shows. So again, from that perspective, I knew that he was the right man for the job.
Namadingo is true confirmation of a rags to riches narrative. Oops. I mean, musical rags to lyrical riches. Yes, from being a Nyao musician to becoming a global icon. Definitely, haters will ignore that.
And the audience should really expect, first and foremost, they should expect entertainment, because we're all about entertainment. This is an entertainment industry. So it will be lots of fireworks. They should expect exploits throughout the show, because this is not just like any other show. This is the first of its kind. It's an original idea, and this is the pilot season. So it should be exciting, because we will be learning a lot of things. Nobody really knows anything is possible, anything can happen. So it will really be fireworks.
That's right, Doc. With the judge panel we have seen so far, we can all agree that there will be fireworks in this debut season of My Booth.
When you look at my background, from the perspective of, managing different talents from 3 countries at this point, and the abilities that I have from having an ear for sound, great sound that is, and an eye for talent, I knew definitely that, this is a panel that I needed to sit on, being the vision carrier of my booth.
And to be sitting on that table, the four of us, and you don't come out the best. I don't know what would be the problem.
Now, we have heard it all from the judges panel, from a visionary perspective, and the question that carries the day is that, do you have what it takes to make the cut of talent that these judges are looking for? Do you think you can match Bled's versatility when it comes to his instruments? Are you original with your sound to surpass the standards of Namadingo has set? Or are you also creative enough to reach the level of a Maureen Lupolilanda of touring the world through live music? And does your personality fit in this industry? Or are you just as cool as socks? I think we have heard enough from the judges, but guys, are we forgetting that there is no good music without a band? So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the band members who will be helping the contestants with producing good music. The judges agreed that they will pick band members from the 3 countries and even extend to DR Congo just to enhance the sound.
Hi guys, my name is Zikale Jack Tembo, aka Zixty. I'm a guitarist for my booth, and I'll be your guitarist. See you soon. Check out.
Yes, you are right there, Zix. Our ears are itching to hear more of your good sound. This guy, look at him trying to brag with his toys. We know that you can do this. We know that you have been on big stages. You were the perfect choice for my booth. Next is the most chilled out guy. Just watch him producing original African sound from his drums. Who is this guy?
Hey guys, my name is LV. I'm so excited to be part of my booth season 1. So excited to meet the amazing musicians from Malawi, Zimbabwe, Zambia. And we are so happy to give you the best music that you've never heard before.
Oh, and he's just out here trying not to say what role he's playing in the band. We know you, Mr. Music Director. I present to you LV from DR Congo, aka Mr. Okito, a multi-talented guitarist, drummer, and music director.
As long as you need your body must so kill them, and I know mine to be one of them.
Yeah.
And here he is, looking all dapper in his sunglasses, even if there is no sun in the studio. Despite the bad fashion sense, are you listening to the arrangement of his keys? Amazing! Absolutely amazing! Now that sound coming out of the piano is amazing. Are you already on your feet jamming to these beautiful keys?
Hello, my name is Chisomo Ngondo. I'm from Malawi. I'm part of my booth. I'm the pianist and my booth band. Kunoku zinthu zimene zilipo ndi zinthu zosangalatsa kwambiri chifukwa choti ma contestants amene alipo ndi anthu odziwa kuyimba, ndi anthu aluso lawo. Moti mukamona zimezi mupitirire kusangalala ndithu zikomo kwambiri.
He's afraid of Mangolo Malawi.
Malawi has just arrived on the scene with a bang. Chisomo's abilities are making me realize that actually live music lives. Live music is still a thing.
I see the devil trying to tuck you down. Ain't you been?
Now, how can we talk about good live music without the drummer? Just look at him taking command of his empire.
Well, my name is Amos Moroa from Malawi, Blantyre. I'm a drummer for my booth. I'm so excited to be here, meeting different musicians from Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. Enjoy.
Malawi is coming on so strong, hey? Just look at the trio representing very well.
Ndirinde mafunzo oti sindinga kwanitse kuwayanga oti mayango ake ali kuseri kwa moyo apambo
Contestants are just blessed to have Amos as their drummer. Just listen to the composure of the sound coming from those drums.
kumbukira maremu amaivano makolo ena amarira akakumbukira mwana wao adatsokola ena tikulakalaka one time titango kumana zondi my best friends ine malemba atikuli moyo
Easy on the drum, please. Go easy on the drum. Can you please save some energy for the competition? We know you've got this. Now, which country is being represented here? Is it Zimbabwe? Bled, you have represented your country very well, but where are your fellow countrymen?
Hi everyone, my name is Given Tembo, also known as Given Keys. I'm a Zambian keyboard player. I am super excited to be part of my booth. I'm having a wonderful experience working with musicians from other parts of Africa, like Zimbabwe and Malawi, having Chisomo, having Mr. Amos, having Ajo, having a band director, Mr. LV. It's a very good experience. Hope you enjoy this show.
Aha! It is Zambia again. Given has everything needed for him to be part of the My Booth band.
Lako sikulu mwana wanga iwe pina ukankale piloti Punzi lako sikulu mwana wanga iwe pina ukankale totolo Kukula kutamu siku mumba Mwamuna sabi na kule Kukula kutamu siku mumba Bukazi ya vina kule konse
Greetings from Zambia. My name is Ijon Joloma, also known as Jokes. I'm from Zimbabwe, Harare, and I'm excited to be part of my booth project. I'll be playing bass, and I'm really happy to meet different personalities, people that are so gifted and amazing to work with. The likes of Zanboy, the likes of Amos from Malawi, and Chiso, and my band director LV. Enjoy.
Yes, Zimbabwe is here, and you can tell that he has a connection to Bled Chimanga. Look at Igel's smile in the background and listen to the sound of his bass guitar. Just from listening to his sound, you can tell that this guy is destined for greatness.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Seems to be having a lot of airplay. Next!
Massive. My name is Dan Mochivura, known as Soundboy. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I'm doing sound as recording, mixing, and mastering for my booth. I'm so excited to be part of this project as I'm meeting artists from Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Malawi, and the talent is super amazing. I hope you're going to enjoy it.
Bless us, Rasta, bless us. Soundboy looks the part of a producer for a show like My Booth. He knows his tools and he will make sure that the contestants' melodies are audible enough for the judges. My Booth family, there you have it. You have heard from the team that is going to be making contestants' dreams become a reality. We have heard from the judges to the band members.
Nanchi yabo kulambalala mulukoto Mama washinguluka Mumashitolo kwa tibali efyo bale shita Ebambi banwa Ama ye ubalelila na mabanzi Mamo mataba Ifimbuna ngutute bale tobela nembalala Tule kabila Ukuliolo chielo Kasoba ne chungulo Numba tule filwa Mulandu wa mutengo wa fia gulia na uchilamo Tuleshe peke shafye Ama chushi Mufundo wa mano Ayalenga.
Hello, my name is Tim Sakala. I am one of the two coaches and I'm actually a talent coach. I'm just here basically to just support and help the contestants find their grip in the competition.
Talaba ubosumo wisano mutima obe Ukunsakamana nukunkoselesha Lelo nangu ndube ichikuku chobe chila mfukatila Na kutotela we mutemu ikwa Lelo kankwimbile Wela mfumuni we
To see who are those musicians who have the guts to be part of this exciting experience. Remember, all the contestants were requested to apply online and send their videos. Auditions will be done based on the clips.